Okay, so now that we have the basics of angles out of the way, let's talk about adding angles together. So, let's start by looking at the first, the upper left-hand corner here. If I were to add a 32-degree angle to a 94-degree angle, what would I get? Well, let me go ahead and just kind of move this right over here. And let's assume that these fit together properly. I'm going to cheat here and kind of adjust this one a little bit. Okay. Putting them together, as you might imagine, just adding 32 to 94 is going to give me that 126-degree angle. So from here all the way around to here, that whole thing would be 126 degrees. Okay? Now, the notation is going to be a little different sometimes. For example, look at the second problem here. This time, the notation tells us to find, and then it says M, and then this angle-looking thing, and then ABC. Well, what that means is the measure in degrees of angle ADC. So where is angle ADC? Well, as we talked about when we did our other notes, some of our vocabulary stuff, the way we name an angle is to start at a point on one ray, go through the vertex, and finish at another point. So that highlighted angle there, that is the angle ADC. So once again, I'm simply going to add those together. 46 plus 26, that's a 72-degree angle. Actually, I'll put it up here. 72 degrees. And you have to put your degree mark. If you just put 72, you're talking about a length or something else. So make sure you put degrees. Okay. Let's look at another example. Now we got a little bit more going on here. On the left, it says find x and find the measure of angle ADB. Now sometimes I get students saying, well, ADB is referring to this angle right here, and that angle is 4x. So why can't I just put 4x? Well, 4x is not a measure, okay? When it says the measure of angle ADB, it means I want to know how many degrees it is. 65, 30, 50, whatever. 4x is not a measure. So first things first, I have to find x. In order to do so, I'm going to do a little angle addition. They tell us that this angle is 4x. They tell us that this angle is 2x. But maybe the most important information they give us is this information here. That the measure of angle ADC is 120. Well, where's angle ADC? Starts at A, goes through D, and finishes at C. So that is the whole thing. Okay? The whole thing is 120 degrees. One piece of it is 4x. The other piece is 2x. We want to find out what x is. So this becomes an angle addition problem. I'm going to take 4x, which is one piece. I'm going to add 2x, which is the other piece, and I'm going to equal it to the whole thing, which is 120. Piece plus piece equals whole. It's kind of like segment addition. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to solve this thing. Now, one thing some of you struggled with on the first quiz, if you have like terms on the same side of the equal sign, we can simply combine them. 2x's plus 4x's is 6x's. We divide both sides by 6, and x is equal to 20. So I have found x. X is equal to 20. I still need to find the measure of angle ADB. So ADB is right here, right? Start at A, go through D, finish at B. I'm going to take 20. I'm going to plug it in right there. 4x becomes 4 times 20. 4 times 20 80 degrees. Excellent. All right, third example, or last example here. In this case, we want to find the measure of angle HFG. Well, I'm just going to highlight my three angles here so that we can talk about them. I have angle EFH here. I have angle HFG here. And then the whole thing would be angle EFG. The whole thing. Now, the picture's not labeled, but they tell us a bunch of stuff. They tell me that EFH is 38 degrees. So I'm going to put that right in here. 38 degrees, EFH. They tell me EFG, the whole thing, is 11x plus 21. So I'm going to kind of put this over here, 11x plus 21. That's for the whole thing, the blue angle. And then they tell me that HFG is 7 plus 9x. I'm going to put that right in here. So labeling my picture helps me set up my equation. So what's the equation? The equation is piece plus piece equals whole, or small angle plus small angle equals the whole angle. So don't think that the 38 degrees is going to be on the right side of the equal sign just because it doesn't have a variable, because that's not the case. I need to do 38, which is angle EFH, plus the other piece, which is 7 plus 9x, and that's going to equal the whole angle, which was 11x plus 21. Okay, sometimes the setup's the hardest part. And now it's just a matter of solving this as a two-step, three-step, multi-step equation. Okay? So, do I have any like terms on the left side of the equation? Yeah, I have a 38 and a 7. Those are like terms. 38 plus 7 is 45. I'm going to bring down the 9x, and that equals 11x plus 21. At this point, it's up to me, it's up to you, it's up to whoever's doing it to figure out what you want to do next. There's a bunch of different possible steps. Get all the x's to one side, get all the constants to the other side. I'm going to get my x's on the right because I prefer my x's to stay positive. So I'm going to subtract 9x from both sides. So the 45 comes down. 11x minus 9x is 2x. Now that I got all my x's on the right, I'm going to get my constants on the left. So I'm going to subtract this 21 from both sides. So those cancel. And now I have 24 on the left. I have 2x on the right. My last step to solve this is just divide each side by 2. And x is 12. So that's good, but I'm not done because my goal was to find the measurement of angle HFG. Well, angle HFG is this one right here. So I'm dealing with this. Take that 12, plug it in there. 9 times 12 is 108. 108 plus 7, 115 degrees.